Hey guys, Zach here, and today I want to take you guys along with me as I turn this rocky riparium into a mini desktop pond. So let's get into it.
First things first is I just need to remove everything from this tank, so that includes the substrate, the plants, and the hardscape, which I will just remove right now. Now that this tank is cleaned out, I can move on to the new scape. With the new scape, I want to make it sort of like a pond, so I'm going to have a dirted bottom, and then I'm going to have a bunch of driftwood that's going to be kind of sticking out the top. So let's get into it.
For the substrate in this tank, I wanted to keep it simple and just use aqua soil.
With the aqua soil in, I can move on to the hardscape.
For this tank, I wanted to try out a couple different kinds of rocks and wood, and really just have a trial and error to see what I liked in this tank and what gave me the most space. As you can see, I went through a couple iterations until I finally found a scape that I liked, and that is the scape that I decided to use for this tank.
Now I've got the basic hardscape lined. I know that these look very different on camera right now. However, once the water's in and this one is a little more waterlogged, it's going to look very similar to this, so you're not going to be able to tell the difference, so I'm not too concerned about that. With that being said, because this one is not fully waterlogged yet, and this one has been out of a tank for a good little while, I do just want to glue them and make sure that they are stuck to the rock. So let me glue it, and then I'll catch you guys back in about 30 minutes. With the glue currently drying, all I want to do is just add in a couple more rocks here and there, just to give this scape a little bit more depth and a little bit more detail. So I'll add in a couple of these bigger ones right now, and after I get this tank filled up, I'll also add in a couple of sort of embellishing stones just around the base to give it a little bit more detail. So it's been about a half an hour, and the glue has dried, so now I can fill up the tank and get to planting.
For the planting in this tank, I knew that I wanted to keep the front end midground very short, which led me to using a lot of foreground plants so that I had lots of room to work with. I also wanted to have a large variety of plants, kind of like a pond itself, where there's a whole bunch of plants but there's really no borders between them and they all just bleed into each other. With all that being said though, I also wanted a nice pop of color, which made me add in a couple of red stems in the back, just to draw the eyes into that central back area. From the start, I knew I wanted to have some nice above the rim growth, so using the driftwood as an anchor, I added in these nice asparagus ferns that I had previously growing in this tank, and I think they look really great.
So it is now a week later and this tank is looking really good. There's some new growth on a lot of the stem plants, and the roots of the ferns above have really started to take, and you can see the one right there. The other ones are hidden by the other log. But in this week, all I've done is added in a couple of ram's horn snails. You can see them like down here. But now what I want to do is just add in a couple of shrimp. So let me go scoop those guys up.
I added in the shrimp and they looked pretty comfortable right away. They just started exploring and just really picking through all the plants and just looking for something to snack on. I got very excited when I was filming this orange shrimp here because, as you can see, it is buried, which is a super good sign that the tank is very healthy. So that is everything for this video. I know it's a short one, but if you guys have enjoyed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.